But then what's special about that watch?
My friends bought it for me.
Oh, that's beautiful. I wish I had friends like that.
Why is that?
Yeah, I mean, I don't have a friend that buys me something.
It was the first time a friend bought me something. I'm usually the one that I buy things for, and that people never buy me things. So that's why I need it.
Can I please be your friend?
Are you already my friend? I thought we were friends.
But you never bought me anything.
Oh, so you want me to buy you something?
Yes.
What are you going to buy me in return?
Something.
What's something?
A book, since you love reading.
A book? How many books are you going to buy me? It can't be just one
Your
book.
age.
It has to be books.
Your age.
You're going to buy me
The number of
3
age.
books?
Yes.
Then I'll buy you Rolex.
3rd of May.
Then I'll buy you Rolex. If you buy me 23 books.
3rd of May is your birthday.
1st May, actually.
First?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm close.
Close, very close.
Thank you. I know how to do my research and talk.
You do?
Yeah, I don't want to tell you this off camera only. I want to tell you and the world should know you're so beautiful.
Wait, are we on camera?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I think we are 10 minutes in.
Okay.
Yeah, but then you're so beautiful, man. I got me a beautiful sister.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Crazy. Yo, man, what's up, beautiful people? And then welcome to another special edition. Today, we're doing things differently. I don't know if you're a writer or you love reading. This episode is for you, man. Orkanja.
Definitely right. It's for everyone who loves reading. It can be listening to audiobooks or whatever. It can be for poets, whoever.
Even me, because
old
I
people.
I even write music.
Yeah, actually, definitely.
Danko. Yeah, I need a book, actually.
Which one?
Yeah, we'll talk about it. But yeah, please, actually, I'd like to thank you for joining us.
Thank you for inviting me.
It's been hectic, hey?
It has been.
Yeah, but then thank you for making time for us. Thank you for being part of the movement. Mm-hmm. Now we're going to talk about what's behind the culture, which is the books, and you as a person.
Okay.
So please introduce yourself. Give us the background. It's a broad question, like you said. Who are you?
Also, I am Caroline Charisma Sibuyi. I am 22, turning 23 on the 1st of May this year. Okay, I like saying that I'm justified as a person and an author if my writings, actions have enough in them of truthfulness, passion, and humanity to change people through those. I was born and bred in a small village located near the Kruger National Park called Gestation Trust. I then relocated about 10 years ago and to Akonuk. So I finished my trick. You want to know where I even finished my trick? I finished my trick 2017 and I had to stay at home for like 2 years, I think, down the line. And yeah, so I started writing when I was in grade 9. But I fell in love with reading when I was in grade 3. They had just built a library where I grew up in the small village. So it was a big deal, like a library in a village. So I had to like visit there often. And when I would go there, I fell in love with books that had pictures in them. So I wasn't interested much in reading. I was interested much in the pictures in the book. But through time, I fell in love with reading. So the very first book that I read that made me love reading, it was called Cleopatra. It's about Egyptians and whatnot. So going forth, I had like a lot of diaries. I just like started writing in diaries. I'm like jot things down. If I had epiphany, whatever I would have at that moment in time, I would jot it down and later on see to it, like what's happening there, what did I write, what was happening in my mind. So when I was in grade 9, I started writing. But I was writing in a book, those A4 books, just writing. I didn't know what it was. What I was writing was just writing. So when I was in grade 12, I discovered that, like, actually when I was in grade 9, the teacher told me that I can, like, make money from writing. I'm like, is it? I was like, yeah, you can make money. But from there, I didn't, like, take action over it. I started taking action that I can make money through writing when I was in grade 12. So when I was in grade 12, I did research like on publishing houses and whatnot. So after that, I went to a publishing house in Nelspruit and then I inquired and then they told me that my manuscript is great. but then I didn't have like the means to pay for a publishing house, so I had to like stay for another year without publishing my books because I didn't have money, and I didn't have knowledge that there are like other companies that can fund authors or poets and all those things. I didn't have that knowledge, so I'm like, good. Let me just leave it, and I will figure out what to do when time goes by. So when time went by, I did research on my own again, and I discovered that there's actually a very cheaper way to publish your books, which is self-publishing. You don't have to publish via a company. So I had to like self-publish my books, register it to the National Library, finding a printing company, graphic designers, editors, and all those things. And I finally published my book. One of my very first book. It wasn't like the book that I published then after I discovered all that information. It was like my 7th book. So the very first book which I wrote, I'm like, let me leave you aside because I've written so many. Let me just take the one that I like for that moment and publish it. So I took one of the manuscript and then I printed it out. I'm like, oh, I can actually do this. And as time went by, I started writing more books, and I speak a lot. At this point, I feel like I've said a mouthful. So I'm going to let you ask your other questions. So yeah, that's it. That's when I
have a feeling that you already covered 10 questions already.
Oh my goodness!
but yeah, because I can hear, I can sense the passion, the love for writing through your voice.
Yeah.
That's something else, man. Now I'm going back because so far you covered a lot that I thought.
And you actually asked, who am I?
All right, because you covered a lot that I thought to myself, okay, Shap, I'm
well,
still
you can
coming.
still ask them.
I'm still coming, but then okay. It's beautiful, man. I love your confidence. I don't know how many times I told you this.
Thank you.
Because
it's a mosque.
At the book lunch, I think I did tell you, or I told Bobby. I don't know. But yeah, man. Okay, Shab. Man, I'm taking you back. We reverse it and tell. So, take us through your let's go back to the family. You're a second born?
I'm actually a firstborn.
First?
Yeah, I'm a firstborn.
I thought you had a sister.
No, the sister that you interviewed.
Yes.
So that's from my dad's side.
Oh.
On my dad's side, we very, very, very many. Many. But I'm a firstborn.
Yeah, shout out to your dad.
Yeah, shout out to him.
I don't know why, but he's the brewer. But anyway, okay, Shab. So, the one is older than you?
Yeah, she's older than me.
How many siblings you have?
Oh, we many.
Yeah.
We very many.
Yeah, clearly you don't know.
I lost count. Yeah, I don't know the exact number, but I have many siblings.
Oh.
And sisters and brothers. I have a lot of those. If I were to count, yeah.
Okay, it's fine. That means if ever like I'm tired of being single, I know where to find you. And well, but yeah, man. I'd like to say that I love your mom, man. She's amazing. She's a whole vibe. She's a whole vibe. Please send a message. Please tell her that I don't know how many you get it a lot. You've been told more often that you and her have the same personality, the same.
Sure.
Yeah, man. So please take us to winner. People don't know this, but I know.
Okay.
Why didn't you go with your mom to Mozambique?
Oh my goodness! How is that?
Why didn't you just go with her?
Well, they were born and bred there, so they moved to South Africa when they were like teenagers. Yeah, so they moved to South Africa when they were teenagers. And I was born here, so they just like visit there. And I haven't like had the chance to visit there, but I plan on visiting there this year sometime.
So people from Mozambique are cold?
Yeah, you mean
are
like...
called what? So like, I mean, if you're South African, then if you're from Mozambique, you are, I don't know.
Mozambican.
Okay, so you also...
No, not me. My parents are.
But then the genes.
What about the genes?
If your mom is Tonga, then you're also Tonga.
Yeah,
right?
but
If your dad is white, you also
nationality matters. Where I was born matters. Okay, fine, I'm Mozambican, but I've never
thank
been
you.
there. How am I from there if I've never been there? I will say yours to make you happy.
Thank you. I'd always work like that. It always has to work for me. And so,
Okay.
but yeah, man, that's where. Do you know any piece of words, languages,
Mm-mm.
since you never been there?
We're definitely not going there. No,
Okay,
I don't.
it's fine. I understand you don't want to bite your tongue. 'Cause I know
Very
the language. I'll
difficult.
give you a few lessons after them.
There,
Yeah,
I will
just after
hold
the
you to
episode.
that.
So, take us through your academic years. So, where did you go to school?
Now it looks like stalkerish. So you're stalking me,
It's my
aren't you?
job.
Be a stalker. So I'm gonna start from grade 12. So when high school I'm in. So I did my primary where I was born and bred in Justicia, and then I relocated when I was in after grade 9, and I did my grade 10, 11, and 12 at Econs to Ox, Comprehensive High School. I don't know if it's still called that. And I had to like stay home for a few years to like fix my marks and whatnot. Was it like 2 to 3? No, 1 to 2. And then as time went by, so when I was in grade 12, they took us to Kruger National Park.
Okay.
They selected like 5 people to go to Kruger National Park. And then I was one of that 5 group. So when we went there was a buffalo game capture. So in that buffalo game capture, so they were testing buffaloes for tuberculosis.
Okay.
And when they were testing the buffaloes for tuberculosis, they had to dart them. So when the darting, it's I wouldn't say shooting because people are going to start shooting animals. So you dart them, the syringe has a certain drug that's going to put the animal to sleep. So they darted the buffaloes. And the buffaloes had to, buffalo is a very big animal. So when it was getting drunk with the dosage that was darted with, it fell down. And then we had to wear the gloves and put gel so that we can put our hands inside to take some of the stool for like testing, and then check if it's pregnant or not. You can check inside and also outside. So we did that, and seeing a very huge animal fall down, it was like, I'm like, I want to do that when I grow up. I just like the fact that that big animal was put to sleep. So I'm like, okay, cool. What is that? What do you do? What should you study when you want to do that? And they're like, it's veterinary science. I'm like, I'm definitely going to study that. So that's where my love for veterinary
It's what science?
veterinary science.
Damn, bro. Like, guys, it's like I'm sitting with Pastor Rhymes. Some words are just...
Oh, Pastor Rhymes is way good than I am. So I'm like, I'm going to be that. I'm going to be a vet when I grow up. So that's when I started falling in love with veterinary science. That's, if most people like know me, they not usually post cute pictures of me and animals, holding them and all that. So yeah, apply for that, doing that, still not done, but I hope to finish one day. After finishing, and after finishing one day, they call me Dr. Charisma, and I get to dart elephants.
I'm starting to call you Dr. Charisma, actually. All right. But then, okay, Shab, so your love for nature.
Okay.
You have this bond with nature. I don't know how it starts. I was going to ask you what is the tree saying, but it's fine. So
you definitely should.
So, like, how did you discover your love for
nature?
So,
this is about to get like personal. All the smiles are like smithering away. So, I remember I was going through a very rough patch in my life. It was a very difficult time. So where I grew up, it's near Kruger National Park. It has a lot of nature. There are animals. There are, like, if you walk from my house, just like up here, you can see the Newton Gate. There's a Newton Gate to get like to different lodges. In that Newton Gate, you can even see elephants sometime. So there are a lot of rivers and whatnot. So one day I was going through a very rough patch where it even led me to smoke. I was even smoking back then, and so I was in a very dark place. So I took a walk. I left my house. I took my earphones and I took a walk. And when I was walking, I ended up in a river. There were like very big rocks, huge rocks.
Okay.
And I just stood there.
Is this the story where you were talking to trees?
Yes, it
Crazy.
is. It is. This is the story while I was talking to trees. So I am sitting there. I'm sitting on top of a rock. And as I'm sitting on top of a rock, I'm like, damn it. I'm sorry for my language. I'm like, damn it. Life is very hard. And I'm going through all those things. I remember I even have a picture where I was lying on top of a rock and just looking at the trees and birds like we're chirping on the background. I'm like, life is hard. And in my mind, I'm complaining about all the bad things that are happening, all the things that are going wrong, all the things that I'm not getting, all the things that I want but I'm not getting. And as I'm sitting down, I remember this tree. Funny how people say that trees or nature don't speak. But that day I will never forget the tree spoke to me. And it said, you think that life is hard, you having it the hard way. But we are having life harder than you guys, and yet you guys are humans. So in my mind, it didn't literally say that out loud because that would be very weird. But as I was looking at it, it's speaking with me silently. That's what it was saying. It said, we are having life harder than you guys. I'm like, what do you mean? It said, I undergo through 4 seasons. There is summer, autumn, winter, spring. There's the withering season. There's the sprouting season. There is the season where people harvest. There's the other season. So I undergo different 4 seasons. And in those seasons, nobody cares about me, but they only care about one season. And that season is when I produce fruits. That's where people care. I'm like, what do you mean? That's what people care. So the tree said to me, there are times where I am lifeless, where I lose hope and I lose faith in everything in life. And I'm only left with branches and nothing else. Nobody comes to me anymore. I have no one to talk to. I'm just a tree standing with just branches, no leaves, nothing, no fruits. And the times where I start to bloom, and in those times where I start to bloom, people still don't care about me. They don't come to water me. I just get lucky when it rains, and that's when I get watered. But if it doesn't rain, I don't get watered. And there's the other season where I am dry. There's nothing, literally nothing. No one to water me, no rain, nothing. But when that season comes where I produce fruits, I produce mangoes, I produce apples, I produce avocados, everybody's going to come to take what they never watered. And then I'm like, oh, okay, is it? So that tree told me that people are made in a certain way, that they're going to come in your life to take and take until nothing is left. But at the same time, you have yourself. You're going to undergo those different seasons. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter if now you're withering, you have no stems, nothing. I'm like, what? It doesn't matter if all those things are happening. It was like, yeah, because there's one thing that's holding me still. There's one thing that makes me going even though life is difficult. There's one thing that keeps me up in the morning. There's one thing that makes me continue even though I feel like giving up. There's one thing that gives me life even though I feel like dying. There's one thing that tells me not to drink those pills even if I want to drink those pills, even if I don't have a choice. And that thing is the power that's within me that no one sees but myself. And that power's the roots that no one sees. But I see those roots. I know that I'm standing because of those roots that are deeply rooted underneath me. So that tree to me gave me life in that dark moment. So yeah,
That's
that's the
amazing.
day.
So, Mara, if the tree doesn't have someone to talk to, why can't the tree just talk to
To
another
other
tree?
trees. How come you have situations in your life and you don't talk to our other friends? Why do people commit suicide yet they have friends, they have money, they have everything? Because nobody want to listen, everybody want to talk.
But
Everybody wants to be heard.
I'm listening.
Now you are listening.
But I've been listening to you. When I'm a good listener. But no, I get you, man. That's crazy. So, man, I'm really inspired. I'm touched. I don't know how the trees talk. I don't know because I don't see the mouth. But yeah, we're all different, though.
Everything speaks.
Okay, sure. So okay, Shab. So now you have something you're passionate about, which is writing. So I know in the process where maybe you're chasing your own dreams, your own goals, there's a point where you feel like giving up.
There is.
What's the thing that gives you hope? Okay, Shab, like okay, now I'm going through this, but I'm not giving up.
There were so many times where I wanted to give up in life. There were so many times where life gave me storms that nobody could stand. And some of the things I mentioned in my books, I feel as if it's more detailed there because I'm able to express whatever that I was going through in writing rather than speaking it out loud. There were so many times where I tried committing suicide, and there were like 3 times where I actually like almost succeeded. But is it worth it? Is it worth it? At times, that moment, it feels like it's gonna numb the pain away. There are like so many people in life that reached the core root. They're like, now it's time to give it all. But the one thing that keeps me going is that I was born to make money first. And the glory of God that is within me, I had to let it out there and shine. There's so many people that need to hear my voice, even if they don't hear my actual voice. By reading my books, if you read something that I went through that no one speaks about, but I had the courage to speak about the fact that I was assaulted, and you went through the same thing, I was able to live out through that. You can too. So healing other people through what I write keeps me going, that there might be someone going through a similar situation. And because they don't have anyone to speak to or relate to, they might end their life. So that keeps me going, that I can be a voice to the voiceless. And
Yeah, man, that's very beautiful, man. Do you remember your first book?
I do.
What's the title?
Don't change who you are for anyone. I read that when I was in grade 9.
Don't change
Who you are for anyone.
Okay. Oh, okay, sure. So please take us through. What's that all about? The title sounds deep.
It was I feel like it's the teenage years, like high school years. So I'm very, I'm actually very much confident now when you look at me, but I have masks each and every day that I wear. When I wake up each and every day, I take a mask, put it on my face. I'm a different person that everybody will fall in love with. I'm very confident. I portray this confident woman that I want everybody to see me as. But when I am in closed doors, I am this very insecure person. It's very broad, but I wrote that book because there was a time where I wanted so bad to change. I actually did change who I was because I wanted to fit in the society. I wanted to fit into my age group. I wanted everybody to like me. So I had to change who I was, how I dressed in order to please other people. But as time went by, I'm like, nah, that's on me.
So, like, why? Okay, sure, sounds like, why are you having a mask? Why can't you just be one person indoors and out?
It's very hard. Life, it's the world, actually, let me put it like that. The world is not for the weak.
Okay, sure. That question I was asking for my personal, because I know. Because outside you all goofy but then indoors you're like, "Ish, get a shit." But now, man, I understand, man. So the book, I can still get it.
Yeah, which one do you want?
The first one.
Don't change your for anyone.
Yes.
Not yet. So I'm working overtime with that one. So I've published and printed all those books, other books that I've written over the years, like The Confinement of Unforgiveness, The Destruction of the Inner Man / Desperation, My Third in Transition, the one that I launched last year. But the rest that I've written over the past years when I was still a teenager, because they hold so much depth and so much rawness, I have to like go through them and edit them thoroughly and make them unraw. Because
So how is your writing process like? Do you have to like go through something before you write it, or you have to because on your book launch it sounded like you talk to different people.
Okay.
To like, I don't know, you put yourself in their shoes, so like you get what I mean?
I do get what you mean.
Yeah, so like how's your process of writing like?
It actually differs. So because I don't experience all the situations in this universe, all the problems in this world, that would be so insane. So the other books, this one, actually, it's all about me.
Okay.
The Confinement of Unforgiveness. I didn't have to write on anyone's experience. It's all about me. So when I'm sitting down, so I wrote this book in 3 months.
You wrote it in 3 months?
Yeah, it's a 144 pages book. I wrote it in 3 months. So in that 3 months, I was going through a very difficult patch. So I wrote this based on that 3 months experience. So I finished it in that 3 months. So the one that I launched last year, I interviewed different people because I wanted to put, even though life it's hard for me too, but I've never been divorced. I've never been married. I've never suffered from bipolar. I've never suffered from DID or schizophrenia. I've never been a sex addict. So I had to interview people from those categories to know how their struggle was or their struggle is,
Man,
to put it
how
out
how
there.
is it easy for people to be open? Because that's deep, though.
How is it easy for you to open to me? I'm charismatic, like my name.
Oh,
I'm joking.
okay. Okay.
I'm joking. I feel as if people, we connect with each other if I'm transparent to you and you're transparent to me. People are able to be transparent if you're transparent to them. Also, some didn't want to disclose their name and surname, so I just like wrote it anonymously. Those that wanted their like name and surname to be disclosed, I actually did that. But those that didn't, I didn't. For sex addiction, I can't say that Lord Furish is a sex addict. This and
Okay.
this happened to him, so I had to like
Yeah,
put
okay.
that aside.
Oh, so you on your previous book, which one is the latest?
My student transition.
You talked about
Yeah.
every different. Okay,
Yeah,
fine.
sex addict. Are you a sex addict?
No,
Okay. That was quick, very quick.
No.
Suspicious.
Nah.
Very suspicious.
Even if I wasn't gonna tell you.
Why not? They
No.
were able to tell me.
No ways.
Okay.
No ways. Because it's not like okay. It's not like one of the viewers will help me. Nah, man.
I will help you.
Really?
Yeah, the book will help you.
The book. I thought it's you gonna help. But
No.
okay, Shab. So, that's really amazing, man. I'm so touched.
Why are you touched?
I'm blessed. You're such a blessing, man. You're full of charisma.
Thank you.
Yeah, man. So I hear you, man. In total, how many books you have?
And the one printed out. So I've written.
Yeah, the one printed out.
I've written 11 books now so far.
Mhm.
So I was able to launch 3, like launching them, doing
Okay.
book launches like the one I did last year. Yeah. So out of the 11s, I've launched 3 books so far.
Is it safe to say you have a favorite book the way you're like, okay, Shab, yeah.
I do actually.
Which one is the one?
I feel like more and more I keep on having more favorite books. Let me say this is my actually favorite book.
Because it's about you?
No, because it's about me.
Because I was asking, is it because it's about you? And you said, no, it's because it's about you. But anyway, it's
It's
fine.
not necessarily about me.
It's about who?
Read the
You.
title, The Confinement of Unforgivingness. So those book,
Yeah, take us through the book, actually.
you want me to read the summary? So a person's mind has a mind of its own, a self-organizing process. Traumatic events occur in almost everyone's lives. Now, those events prey on us if we never made peace nor acknowledged them, leading us to being trapped in our own mind, where there's a constant battle between animosity, hatred. What else? I even went out. Okay, leading us to being trapped in our own mind, where there's a constant battle between animosity, bewilderment, amid by skeletons, hatred, already an iris in one's eyes, planting the seed of unforgivingness. This book is for everyone, but mainly focuses on. It provides aid in navigating a way to forgiveness. It also evaluates all that happens in one's mind when their foundation is made from unforgivingness. So it has parts where it explains and also put picture, like a certain picture, what happens psychologically in your mind if you hold grudges, if you don't forgive your ex, if you don't forgive your mother, if you don't forgive yourself. So it's not necessarily about me. It's just like probably like 2 pages explaining what I went through, and if I didn't forgive, when I wasn't forgiving myself, what happened to me. And then also I had to include psychology because it's helpful. So it's not necessarily about me, but it evaluates all that happens in each and every person's life if their foundation is based on unforgivingness.
You studied psychology.
I didn't. I studied psychology online.
That's really smart.
Very smart.
Yeah, it's beauty with brains, right? Yeah, because English is not for me, so I had to confirm. Because when I English is the one. All right.
No.
Okay, Shab. So this one is your favorite.
My favorite, but the one last year, it is also my favorite because it talks about all aspects that people face, people from the LGBT community, how we Christians crucified some, how people from the stoned some. So it's more educational for people. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that one is a must get.
Yeah, it is.
Okay, Shasa, how is your relationship with God?
My relationship with God.
Because I remember having a conversation about, like, I do happen to ask you whenever I'm confused, especially in a space of
Yeah.
Christianity and yeah, how's your relationship with God?
Well, that's a very profound and big question. So there were some days where I used to get mad at God, but now I've learned that everything happens for a reason and everything happens in His time. The fact that I started accepting that it's His will, I've been fine. Him and I have been very tight, very, very tight. The omniscient and I, best buddies. It's very good. Now I'm actually great. It's like that. It has times where confusion gets in the way, but at the same time is my refugee.
No, I mean that's really great because one of my bros says I'm living through grace because His timing is the best.
It is.
And the bro is a robot boy, but it's
I
fine.
was about to say it.
but okay, Shab. Man, you are so inspiring. I mean, you've written so many books, and then you launch a couple of just 3. So how can people get a book?
Get hold of my book. Oh yeah. So you can actually. So there's this app that a friend just created where I'm gonna put my books there, so it'll be very easy to access.
A friend.
Yeah, he launched an app where you buy books online, buy a lot of things online.
What's the name of the app?
I will share that on my page. So
okay.
Yeah. So it's either they order. So this one it's on Amazon. The problem is on Amazon, the process is very long. They were supposed to make it simple, but it's very long. So you can get it on Amazon, or you can order from me. My Facebook page is Caroline Charisma Sibuyi, or a page where I post poems whenever I'm going through the most. It's Caroline Charisma. I'm not sure but it's Caroline Charisma Sibuyi. Yeah, you know it. You stopped me. Caroline Charisma, and then
you
Caroline.
Can't keep exposing me. I don't stop people.
Caroline Charisma Sibuyi on IG, Caroline Charisma Sibuyi on Facebook, Caroline Charisma Sibuyi on YouTube. So you can order from there. Or email, it's charismacaroline99@gmail.com.
Yeah, there's so much we are going to learn from you. There's so much experience. There's so much knowledge that we will gain from you. And the fact that we never hang out makes me feel sad.
Why?
Well, your company, it's amazing.
Thank you.
You should take me out.
on national what?
Yes, you should take me out. Take a brother out. I get it. It's not the relationship vibe.
Yeah.
It's just 2 siblings going out. But yeah, man, I'm really so inspired. I'm so touched. I'm so nervous, guys. I'm sitting with the wife of Idris Elba.
Thank you.
Yeah,
you want Sabrina to kill me?
Nah, she'll be fine. She'll understand.
And thank you guys. What you're doing is actually amazing. You and everyone, the team. It's actually very amazing. It brings new hope, especially in this area in Pumalanga. It's actually very good. We don't have a lot of people that actually have time, give themselves time to call people that are doing something in order to improve their lives. They're like, hey, come so that we interview you. And that's, you're not doing it for yourselves, but for that particular person, which is very selfless, and it's very good. I appreciate I don't know about the other people, but on behalf of myself, I appreciate it a lot. It means a lot to me, and for me and my business.
Yo, I'm speechless because Yeah, man. On behalf of the team, I'd like to appreciate the love. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
It's not every day that we hear that, but as soon as we hear such, we really appreciate you. Yes, and thank you very much for coming through. Yeah, I believe that you mentioned your social media
I
platform,
have.
how they can order, and then what else didn't you mention? That?
Nothing.
But yeah, man, I've done my research. I've done my stalking. When I'm not even that, but it's
You
fine.
still can.
Alright. So I was gonna mention your favorite biscuit, but it's fine. So any
My
last
favorite
word?
biscuits.
Yeah,
What are my
I was
favorite
going to,
What are my favorite biscuits?
but I'll tell you off camera. You just have to whisper first,
my
and then I'll say it out loud.
Is it? You don't know where.
No, I haven't gone that far.
Okay,
But
good.
okay, Sharp. So any last words? Any last words, man? Maybe there's someone out there who'd like I don't know who would like to start writing. Wants to I don't know. She or he wants to be the next Caroline Charisma.
Well, they can never be the next Karen Charisma, but they can be themselves. If there's like three things that I want to actually live with every person. Number one, in life, each and every person, or each and every single individual, they should know who they are. So I'm gonna give an example with ants. So ants, when they go to harvest, I consider ants most of the strongest animal that I've ever met, because when they go to harvest, when they leave their nest, they have this mentality that now we are going to get food. It doesn't matter what we face along the way. If it rains, we're still gonna continue to get food up until we go back to our home. So here's what ants do. So when ants are coming back from getting food, they walk in a straight line. So me, a human being, I come and mess up their schedule, how they are walking. So in me stepping on them and ruining that route that they were walking in, they're gonna come back again if they're not dead. They're gonna come back in that same line that they were going and continue moving in that same line. And why is that? And what does that mean to me? Is that ants know their identity. And each and every single person should know their identity. You should know who you are. You should never get distracted from your goals. You should never get distracted from your dreams. Always remember who you are, and who you are is important. And number two, that's my favorite. We live in a society where social media has a big influence in our lives, decisions, everything. Social media, everything that we do, everything how we do things, it's because of social media. And today I'm about to tell you a different narrative from what social media tells you. Never be the leaves. Say, hear what leaves do. When there is wind blowing north, the leaves are going to go north. If the wind blows the leaves south, the leaves are going to go south. If they go east or whatever, wherever the wind goes, the leaves goes with the wind. Now that's people in this area. Never be like the leaves. Never follow the direction of the society, people, or friends around you. Always remember that you're the ants. Always know who you are. Know your identity. And don't be pushed around. Don't go anywhere where people want you to be. But stay rooted. And number three, this is what you should always remember. Now, life, it's not going to be honey and sweets and lollipops. Life will throw you lemons. And at times, drinking lemonade, it's not something that's very nice because lemonade is bitter. But always remember, when times you feel like giving up and you feel like the world is weighing on your shoulders and you can't do anything about it, always remember the power that is within you, that is not seen by any person. Now, those are the roots. Those are the roots that within you. That's the power within you. Never let anyone dull your shine or make you frown. Always remember that there's power within you that's going to keep you going. It doesn't matter. See, if a tree is standing and it doesn't have leaves or branches, just a tree, if there's a stormy wind blowing or stormy whatever blowing, the tree's going to stand because of the roots. So always remember that there's power within you that no one sees, but you know. And always remember that it's good and very important to know your identity. And if you want to be a writer or an author, you can hit me up. I don't mind helping people for free because we all trying to make it. So that's all.
Did you write that down or?
Right, what?
Because exactly how you said it before. Exactly.
I have. It's in here.
So you practiced how many years back?
I didn't practice that.
But anyway, those are the last words. But anyway.
Yeah.
That paragraph is yours. Okay.
It's mine. I wrote it. Yeah, in the book too.
Hi, Bakaisu, thank you very much for watching this episode. It was a special one, a lovely, educational, inspiring, motivating, and what else? Yeah, and anything else. Actually, I'd like to appreciate you for coming through.
Thank you.
And please follow us on social media. It's What's Behind the Culture on Instagram,
Please.
Facebook.
How do you do that?
And
Like down
Yeah.
below.
Just down below. Just click on the link below.
Yeah.
That's all. So yeah, please like our page, Facebook, Instagram followers, and Twitter followers, and please make sure that you like, comment, share, and subscribe.
Subscribe.
You never know, the next author is on your timeline. You know what I'm saying? Please follow me. It's say_Lord_Fresh on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. It's Lord Fresh. And then there's Kellz Visuals, Future A to Z Assist. Please follow the brewer. Let's make things happen. This is Lord Fresh, your finest MC, your grandmother's favorite presenter. Please tell your grandmother to follow me on Instagram, guys. Tanko. Peace.